This is not even UAE's war.
Show me one country that handled that better than this. Even though when things were flying over our heads, life was business as usual. If there is a window of opportunity to buy at a really great price, it's probably now.
How much money are they accumulating after getting out of OPEC and after the situation is sorted out? If you'd invested in 2019 and you would have held the property till 2024-25, you would have been 200% higher than your buying price in 2024. This country does not give us a passport, but this is home. So today we're doing a podcast for our investors or for our viewers to understand how the UAE market is behaving. I have with me Mr. Gaurav Mohan, who's been a serial entrepreneur, and he's been in UAE for almost more than a decade now. Let him introduce himself.
Thanks, Puneet. Yeah, it almost feels like decade while it's six years. My background is global banking, and I've worked in different parts of the world, and I've dabbled after that into crypto. I was running a big size operations in one of the largest crypto companies in the Middle East, and now I'm building a startup that is looking for helping clients manage their business operations better. So, but that's a little bit about me, Puneet. We would love to hear about. I definitely know a lot about you, but would love to hear from you.
So I've been into the real estate space for almost 10 years now. I manage portfolios of clients internationally. I help clients invest and manage their properties in Dubai. And before this, I was more into the space of executive search and headhunting, where I was placing senior level executives in Africa. So after that, I skipped to real estate, and this is what I do. Now, the reason for the podcast is that, we want people to understand what is happening in UAE after the conflict. What do you think has changed in UAE after 28th of Feb, 2026?
I think that's a question which is on a lot of people's mind, and there are a lot of, me and Puneet have been discussing this quite a lot. So it's really, what has changed is a lot, and what has changed is I would say, not a lot as well. What has changed is definitely the way people are looking at UAE, and there is enough media out there for which has a very pessimistic view, and some people have a different view. So here we are, right, discussing what we think living in the country. One of the key facts, I just want to put it out there, is me and Puneet didn't leave the country, neither our families did.
True.
And we love it over here. And what has not changed is the security that the country provides. The security of food, water, shelter, oil, daily necessities. Even though when things were flying over our heads, life was business as usual. Were we scared? Yes, that's natural. But did we panic? No. The government was there behind all of us, taking care of us. So that has not changed at all. We were showing up. We were following whatever the legal directives were to stay at home or come out, and then we used to do that. Medical facilities, none of them stopped.
True. Right? In fact, if you see in any part of the world, if something like this happens, what does the government do? They shut down the internet. That's the first thing that the government does.
Very good point.
But in UAE, the internet was working very fine. In fact, they never stopped it for even an hour.
Yes.
Okay. We also noticed that they were controlling the media, but that was for a reason, because they didn't want people to panic and wrong news to go out.
Absolutely.
Right? International media was showing that Burj Khalifa was it. And if you see that internationally, people were panicking, but that's not the right news, and that's the kind of news they did not want to spread, and that's why they were controlling the media. Uh, I think they intercepted 96% of missiles. Uh, the death toll was announced every day if there is a death, uh, and they actually handled the situation brilliantly.
Yeah, facts only.
Facts only. And before this, we did not even know that UAE could protect itself from such an attack.
Yeah, I mean, one thing which sorry, one thing which we discuss always is, take any country in the world. If you throw those kind of missiles, drones, God knows what all, at a country of this size and shape and of so many assets, how would that behave? What
Yeah.
would happen in that? Show me one country that handled that better than this.
True.
And this is, I would say, a second example. How did UAE handle COVID? Right? Everything in the world was shut down. And here, people were moving, people were eating, people were going out to restaurants. They were having a life.
True.
They were living their lives. If things were shut down in person, our kids were going online. Teachers were prepared. Not a single day. When the news got announced, I went to the supermarket to pick up some stuff. There were people who were hoarding. There was nobody stopping them. Next day, the guy again came back to all what he needed. So, the way UAE, I would say, reacts to these situations is based on facts, not fiction. And I think there are a lot more facts to how the story unfolded than this. And especially, Puneet, I think you brought up the whole BRICS. So if you'd like to share a little bit of your thoughts on that, that would be wonderful.
So I think what UAE has done post the ceasefire. They've taken certain steps where they want to show the world or are showing the world that they are solid. Okay. One is they are exiting the OPEC. I will let you speak on that because you are an expert in that sector. The other thing that they did was the investor visa, which is they decreased the value, or they said, okay, we will give investor visa to somebody who's got a property value. Earlier there was a cap to that.
Cap to that, 2 million.
Now there is no cap to that.
Absolutely.
And the third is that they are basically being a part of BRICS. So they were a part of BRICS, but now they're officially wanting to be more active in the BRICS. Why? Because this all is linked to the oil trade, what I feel. Correct me if I'm wrong, right? So they might be looking at exporting more oil to the BRICS nations and not rely on the US dollar. What is your say on that?
I would say it's a win-win. Like, let's just look at where UAE sits in this entire equation. So UAE is close to China, right? We see a lot of Chinese entrepreneurs in UAE. UAE is close to Russia. UAE is definitely close to India, and Brazil is another choice, right? UAE is also very close to United States. Yeah, how many countries can actually have that kind of? And also, the Israel. There are flights to that country. UAE is also close to the other nations in the GCC. So UAE enjoys that position, and I think that position is very tough to get into. Takes real diplomacy and real restraint as well.
Right.
And what we saw from the way when the strikes started happening till today, there has been absolute restraint and absolute patience as well, in order to show the world we can restrain, we can protect, and we can perform. Right? And to your point, the performance is actually where they are getting closer to these different blocks in order to enhance the trade capabilities. UAE, I would say, 70% of the GDP is non-oil related.
True.
And that speaks for itself. The investments in AI, crypto, blockchain, all the new age technologies on one side, and you definitely know the amount of farming, the farmlands that are coming in.
True. In fact, they want to also get into manufacturing. So production, manufacturing is another industry they want to get in. So ideally, UAE is targeting itself to be a self-sufficient country, right?
Absolutely.
Though I understand that at this point in time, the investments might have gone down. The property value might have gone down between 10 to 15% or 20%. Okay, but at the same time, if you want to look at the future, I personally feel there's no better country than UAE.
Yeah.
Okay, like let's say you are an Indian who has the money. Where, except for UAE, will you invest? And you're not living in India. Okay, so let's say you live in the US. You have got $2 million. Where will you invest so that you get a return of about 5% or 6% tax free?
In a safe, secure, and easy way.
True, true. I can think of a couple of countries, but again, they come with restrictions of taxes. They come with higher property values. Like for example, you can look at Singapore, but Singapore exorbitantly high, value of the properties. You can't drive a Lamborghini there on a daily basis. You can look at Hong Kong, but again, the money you spend for one parking in Hong Kong, you can buy a 1-bedroom apartment here.
It's a lot, yeah. It's I mean, I think from a real estate standpoint, I'm not the one to give any advice, but if I were to say anything, and if there is a window of opportunity to buy at a really great price, it's probably now, given at how things are shaping up. And I think the other thing, one of the other news that actually you brought up is the OPEC, right? The production cap. Now, the way I absolutely look at it is from a businessman standpoint, right? I mean, the math, right? $100 per barrel, $1 million extra over 1 year. Do the math. Now, if I was an investor looking to invest in a company that just said they are gonna increase production and this is how they're gonna do it, so that's just that stock would jump.
True.
Right.
True.
And this is the time the stock jumps, right?
True.
This is the opportunity. And I think what I also love about how this is unfolding is they're just doing things silently.
True.
Right? And they're leaving it up to us to make our judgment call. And that's why I think you and I wanted to sit together and do this back and forth in terms of what we want to, how we read all of this, right? And what it means for us, what it means for real estate.
Bro, it's not just real estate. For any kind of investments that you're doing here, okay? Now, you brought that point up that presently they have the production capacity of 5 million barrels.
3.5.
Presently they have a capacity of 5 million.
Yes.
But because they were in OPEC, they were restricted to 3.5.
3.5, yes.
So if you talk about 1.5 million barrels every day for $100 per barrel.
For 365 days.
For 365 days.
That's
how much money are they accumulating after getting out of OPEC and after the situation is sorted out?
If this was a company on NASDAQ, the stock price would have gone double. I would put the money there.
Very true.
Right.
Very true. Very true. Now, we saw, after the attacks that the stock of Emaar went down.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We saw that a lot of stocks in the UAE market went down. But this happens with any market.
It was a knee-jerk reaction.
Yes. It's a. So what we say is that stocks are something that are based on emotions.
Mm-hmm.
People got scared.
Mm-hmm.
Emotions came in and they pulled out their money. But think of this: when everything is sorted out, will these people not put their money back? It's like playing a game of Monopoly. When the other person is stressed, you should take advantage of it.
Take advantage.
It is not just related to stocks. I would probably put my money into stocks when the market is going down. You don't know where the market is going to stop, but it's better to put the money in a dipping market. And I personally feel from real estate point of view, today there are developers who are giving you offers, 15%, 10%. 4% DLD waiver. These are the kind of offers that the developers are giving. And if as an investor you don't take an advantage of it, when the time comes right, you will face the same kind of problem we were facing in 2025, where you are interested to buy something but you're not getting the stock.
Absolutely. The other thing, I think, one of the other aspects which we saw is, if at the current market price your purchase was 1 unit, with the new market price you probably can buy 2 units.
True.
So essentially you may have a double opportunity over here. And you and I both know how many people we've met who've taken the advantage of what happened when COVID hit.
True.
Right? And we don't see those deals anymore. We wish we did.
Yeah, we actually don't see those deals. Those deals might come, but then there are shark investors like yourself who are sitting there to get that opportunity and put their money in. We were discussing, if you have something which is 20% down, 25% down, let
That's
me
your
know, I'll put
equity.
my money.
That's your equity.
So
right
so and we've done that ourselves. The house that I live in, I bought that property in distress.
Mhm.
Today, even if the market is going down 10%, I'm still making money.
Yes.
Right? At the same time, when somebody comes to you, so have you yourself seen a dip in your business where people were setting up businesses, taking golden visas? Have you seen a dip in your business as well?
So we've seen a little bit of a knee-jerk reaction,
Mm-hmm.
but I would say this is absolutely great opportunity,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because it reduces only to those people who are really interested in setting up businesses,
Right.
or who are really interested in doing business in the UAE or continuing their business in UAE.
Right.
All my clients that were already working, they're still working.
Mm-hmm.
Right, the cars are still moving. I serve various industries, right, from auto to tourism to production to health, to tourism as well, right? So a lot of my clients, they are like, even while the tourism sector has been hit, the company is still going on, right? They take certain opportunities, they pivot. And what I have seen, especially for the size and scale of my this new startup, I have seen growth, month on month, because we're adding new clients every single day. The market is big enough. The market is big enough to sustain. In terms of golden visas, yes, the inquiries still kind of come in. The people who are buying the properties, we're still doing them, on a very regular basis. And with the new announcement, we've got even more inquiries now coming in. So it is thanks to the support of the government that this new scheme that was launched, it is better. And even one of the announcements on the waivers on the renewals, right, that actually pushed a lot, and people were so happy because everybody came forward and did it.
Right.
And
I remember, me renewing my license. My license is just renewed in April. Last year, I renewed the license at about 29,000 dirhams. This year, I paid about 21,000.
yes,
So that's a huge
there's a huge
discount that the
discount.
government is giving and pushing businesses.
Absolutely.
So if you talk about your business, how is Sari, your company, different than a normal PRO company?
I would say the DNA is very different. And that changes a lot. So we don't approach the business setups, business maintenance, visas, and services in the traditional sense of the way. What we have built is a full technology layers, and we've never removed the humans from it.
Yeah.
So for us, client excellence is supreme. We start with that, and we want to end at that.
Okay.
In between, what happens is every client is a managed operations. We are your backend shop.
Okay.
So we work as your team, just having a lot of more knowledge because of our time and scale of things that we do.
Okay.
So it helps you get to your objectives much faster without having to have any kind of an headache.
Okay.
Right? And that's how we are approaching our clients. And we take everything, build it, have a dashboard, have automated layers. We've even built some AI tools in the program, and they help ease out some of these journey points that our customers have. And that has enabled our customers to save anything between 20 to 40% on their costs. I mean, some of my clients were like amazed, like, how can the pricing be so different? And it's not a function that my pricing is different. My pricing is just, the charge that I take.
Right.
My clients are directly paying the government cost to the government, and there are no
hidden
there are no
loss.
hidden fees.
Yeah, no, completely. And that's why I give my clients to you as well. The ones who come into real estate and they want to set up something, or they want golden visa, have no questions, and straight away, I'll refer to you and your company. Now, okay, the OPEC point that you put up. Can you just explain the OPEC, and what is your thought on how you see UAE after 10 years with OPEC and BRICS and whatever is going around right now?
That's a loaded question. I don't know if
it's just a thought that what comes to your mind. You've been a banker, you've been
when
handling investments.
when I see things, I like to see things in shorter bursts. So I see some really, like, let's just look at the resume, right? So the resume is very secure country. We just proved that to the rest of the world. It's a safe country. We just proved that to the rest of the world. And were the flights taking off? Yes, people jumped on the planes. I recently visited India for a couple of days and came back. I've got friends who are flying from all over the place and going anywhere else in the world. Despite of whatever was happening, everything was strong and resilient.
Right.
Now, with the OPEC is one part of the picture. For me, what that means is, I mean, I'll just look at some basic stuff, right? The basic stuff is, if I can produce and sell more, are there buyers available in the market? There are buyers for oil. Are there companies who are willing to come and invest in UAE even today? Yes. Have any of the property is a big market, and everybody watches UAE for property as well. So has any of those taken a hit? No. I was looking at the RERA index, which tells you about where the
rental
index is. Has anything changed? No.
I think there are two ways to look at it from an investor point of view. The international investor wants a rental return. So what we as real estate experts were saying, that if you put the property on a short-term rent, it gives you a higher return, which was true, right?
Yes.
The return we were calculating was between 8 to 10% on a short-term rental. But if you look at a long-term rental, the market is still between 5 to 6%, and it has always been like this. So, and this 5 to 6% is net 5 to 6% to you, which not a lot of countries give.
You're still holding back your numbers,
yes,
Puneet, because I know for a matter of fact, you can, like, those are average numbers. The real numbers are probably 8 to 9%.
No, so those are, I'll tell you why, Gaurav. See, it depends on which stage you bought the property at, right? Like, for example, if you bought a property for $1 million dirhams in 2021, today the rental is about 9%, 8% for that.
Easy.
Right? But if you're buying something in today's market and you want to rent it today itself, then your rental becomes between 5 to 6%. Why? Because the property has appreciated during the course of those 4 years.
And which brings me back to the point, and I keep discussing this with you. And where is the opportunity for the US buyers, for the European buyers? Considering where their markets are, it's here.
It is here.
Why? If there was an entry point, like, let's talk about January, where the market was. You could be calling up developers, you would not have properties for them to sell.
True.
They did not have properties to give you. They would have to launch new projects so that they can sell it to you. There is already a short supply. We know that. With the number of people that are supposed to come over here. right? And obviously that extended capacity, the previous question on OPEC that you asked about, that creates job opportunities. That creates investment opportunities. That creates opportunities for companies to set up operations to manage that extra flow, right? That's 20% more, almost 15 to 20% more of what they were doing if they are able to pull that off. Given that, can we, with the influx of people which are already coming in, with the changes that has happened, with the way this crisis was managed, right? People are going to look at it one more time, and they're going to come back even in more numbers, I would say.
100%. But again, we were again marketing in 2025. We were marketing Dubai as the paradise for millionaires and billionaires.
Yeah.
Okay, but ideally, you'll have to look at it that way: is that when the crisis happened,
These are the first guys.
Yeah,
to
these were the
leave.
first guys to fly out. So, I think the strategy will or should be to attract more middle class or upper middle class people to UAE,
Yes.
where jobs are created for them, and those are the people who will be staying in and buying or renting real estate in Dubai.
Absolutely. And that creates the opportunity for the investors. And with the extra money coming in, right, we know the government's going to pump that back into.
True.
Right. With your point, which you mentioned earlier on self-reliance, whether it is farming, oil and gas, medicine, and
Renewable energy.
every sector is being invested in,
Yeah.
including the new age ones. So what that means is more opportunities for people to kind of come in and then take advantage of. And I think one of the big points that you mentioned is it is being sold as the millionaires, billionaires dream. But really, when we look at the big population of Dubai, it's still people who can afford a much better life.
True.
In the same amount of money that they make, and live have that extension. Like, you can drive a better car, you will live in a better home. Oh, I was talking about this. During the crisis, you spoke about the Wi-Fi going out. Did the electricity flicker even once?
No, not even once. Even, there were threats that Iran will destroy the desalination plants. I think UAE has storage of more than 6 months.
Yeah.
Even if the desalination plant was to be bombed or something, right? At the same time, I was reading in Gulf News yesterday, there has been an approval to initiate to have a new desalination plant, and UAE government and this is happening in Fujairah, okay, and the budget for that is 1 billion dirhams.
Wow.
So they're again preparing themselves for any kind of crisis. Again, if you talk about UAE, everything is the biggest. So they will have the biggest desalination plant.
We even had the biggest rains.
I know. And the biggest solar renewable energy is in UAE.
Is also UAE.
So, considering all this, I think this is still one of the best markets to be in. Not just in real estate, but also any kind of investments.
Absolutely.
Okay. We were, in these 45 days, we have not thought even once to leave the country. I think we're getting more calls from our relatives in India or, outside of India that, you should come back. But on the ground, there was nothing to be scared of.
Nothing happening. In fact, I was in a video conference call with one of my clients, and they were asking, my office is on Sheikh Zayed Road, right? And it was the rush hour. So he was like, how's life in Dubai and this and that? And I just turned the camera. I said, you can see he's like, wow, like really? I said, yeah. And the other joke is, when I recently on my trip to my country, I asked them, I said, they were showing me some videos, right?
The AI video.
And I'm like, I don't know what that place is, but that's not what is happening there.
Yeah, true.
And thankfully there were other people from UAE and Dubai also in that wedding function that we were a part of, and they were like, yeah,
This is not happening.
This is really
Not
not
happening.
happening. It's being shown, and that's, I think, to your point, like, people just jump to conclusions.
See, I'm not saying that debris did not fall.
Oh yeah.
I know some of my friends, their communities had debris fallen, but they say my friend who lives in that community, one of the communities, there was debris. He says that within 4 hours, the government placed everybody into a 5-star hotel.
Wow.
And it's not just the 5-star hotel, it was all paid off. All 3 meals were paid off. And they were sending flowers to the people of the residents that thank you for your support. Not just that, the developer are rebuilding the house again for them without any cost.
I mean, sorry to say, like, if these are the things we need to talk about, right?
Yeah.
Because if this was like, pick any other country in the world where such an event happened, right, and how these events are handled, I mean, I want a new house. Maybe we can talk about that a little bit.
True.
But the whole thing is, the balance sheet is strong,
Yeah.
the leadership is strong,
Right.
the facilities are there. If resilience, if there was a poster child for resilience, if there is a matrix for resilience, let's put it on. Facts only.
Yes.
And see what happens, right? Was safety the number one concern? Yes.
Yes.
Was it adhered to? Yes. Did the knee-jerk reaction take a little bit of money out? Yes.
Yes.
But what it did is created the opportunity for people to buy a little bit more of EMAR shares than they could have bought.
True.
So instead of buying, if you had the money to buy one stock, now you're buying 1.5.
Yeah.
Right. So, because that thing's gonna go up.
True.
And let's fast forward this to a little, maybe 2-3 years from now. I came to, you mentioned 10 years, it definitely feels 10 years, but I've been here since 2019.
Okay.
When I came here, things were very different, right?
Okay.
I saw the market and I was like, wow, this is such a big opportunity. I never even realized it.
So I came in 2013. 2019 was the time when the market was at a dip.
Yes.
In real estate specifically. If you'd invested in 2019 and you would have held the property till 2024-25, you would have been 200% higher than your buying price in 2024.
Yeah.
I was selling properties in 2019 for 7 million. I sold the same property for 9 million. Then I sold the same property for 14 million.
Wow.
And I sold the same property for 18 million. So in a span of about 6 years, from a 7 million to an 18 million is what that property went. Now that property is again maybe about 16 million. But somebody who bought the property at 9 million, he's still at a profit.
Absolutely. And it's property, why real estate is important, right? Because real estate is a big job producer, right? If a property is being bought and it is being sold and it is being rented, the indexes are all being the same, right? The real deal is people are getting the jobs, the ancillary jobs are happening. Have the transactions reduced a little bit? Let's be honest.
Yes, they have. Yes, they have.
And for me, that is an opportunity, right? Because now only serious people will be in the market to do the serious transactions. So buyers and sellers are coming forward with the right amount of seriousness at the right price. And like you and I always discuss, right? If there was another window of opportunity that was created, it's now.
It's now. What is happening is that the market is filtering to more serious buyers and more serious sellers, right? Today, again, in the today's scenario, we're still facing the same issues. Specifically, talk about real estate. There are buyers who are giving offers which are not acceptable by the sellers, and the sellers are still holding on to the price, right?
Absolutely.
They've gone down for 10%. They don't want to go down more than that for as of now. Who wins? We will see in the future. We don't know yet. But there are sellers who are holding down, and there are buyers in the market who want to buy, right? The thing, a lot of people left from Dubai, so the market transactions have gone low. That we understand, but I think this is just a period where everything will be sorted out once there is a ceasefire, where there's an agreement of no war happening.
See, absolutely. I think we live in a world which has now become very dynamic.
Right.
Right? There can be things like COVID. For God reason, it just came along and went on. The world is so interconnected in today's world. One event happening in one side of the world, I'm just saying, let's say Japan, right, can have a cascading effect on the rest of the world.
True.
It will.
True.
So even while, and then back to the other point on looking at various parameters, right? When we look at the various parameters in terms of investments, what is a real good show of that? Let's put UAE, to the side. Let's talk about some of the other places that we've lived in the world, right? California, the rates have gone up. The properties that were for $500,000 are like almost 1.5 million in span of 10 years.
True.
Right? Now, that's a jump, but what are the taxes that you pay in that country?
True.
Right? And why are people buying the same property at that bigger price? Because there is an opportunity in that side of the world. Next is India on my list. I mean, these are the markets that I've actually, I'm invested in. So India, we've seen property market going up and up and up.
True.
Why? Because there is opportunity. People are moving to that country.
True.
People are buying, people are having disposable income to buy. And that's what happens when you come to UAE. You have a disposable income for the salaries that you make, for the income that you make, for the ease of business that it is. And that helps you. That is why there is such a big demand of people, and that's why investors come and buy, and then they want to sell or rent and make the kind of money that they want to make.
True.
And that is also tax free.
True. Now I have something to say here. Now, when you talk about ease of doing business, I'll just give you an example. We are opening up a company in India. The banking process to open up a bank account, it has almost taken us 1.5 months, and the account is still not open. Wherein, if we talk about UAE, your company is formed within a day. Within a week, you have the bank account with you. You can actually open a company bank account online.
Yeah, you can. It's very easy.
It's very easy.
That's
right?
what I tell my clients is like, can you assist me in opening banks? I mean, these are people who are not from here, and I was like, you don't need my assistance. You just need to download an app, and you upload the documents that we'll give you, and boom, it will happen.
Yeah. It's so easy. So ease of doing business here, as compared to any other part of the world.
Yeah.
There's no match.
There's
no match at all. At the same time, the opportunities are immense. At this point of time, might be little less because of the situation, but at the same time, long term. If you look at long term, UAE is a place to be at. The leadership is brilliant. They have future goals for themselves, and I think if you stick around now, you are the one who's going to make a lot of money and a good life in this country.
Absolutely. I mean, proven time and again. And it's like the way development has happened in this part of the world compared to any other part of the world, right? I mean, haters will hate.
True.
But there is, if somebody calls this chaos, I'll say there is opportunity in chaos as well.
It's every time there is
Always
opportunity, always in a chaos.
But but keeping people who think this is a chaos, while I disagree, there was no there were missiles flying. Yes, people were worried. It's all real. That's very human. but the response and the way things were is everything was functional. To me, that is a safe investment of my time, my money, and for me and my family, and being here.
I'll tell you what, Gaurav. The projects that government was doing never stopped.
Never,
Okay.
none of it.
I just saw during this whole
That
commotion,
flyover, that
Hessa Street was open. They opened it, and then okay, is Disneyland going back from Abu Dhabi? No. Is Warner Brothers shutting down? No. Is Ferrari World closing? No. Are they trying to attract more people to these destinations? Yes.
yes, of course.
So where did anything stop? I think nowhere.
I became really greedy about it because I was the traffic was really less, and I was so now the traffic is back on, and things. I would say, at least there is a picture that it gets painted. Uh, I think we just wanted to keep it real.
Yeah.
In terms of what we're seeing over here.
Yeah.
In how things were responded to, how real life scenarios
Right.
were there. Were the phone lines cut off? No. Were the WhatsApp messages not going? No. Like, everything was just happening as it was while things were in motion.
True.
And for me, I think you probably have, there were still deals happening.
Yes, there were deals happening, but so you can see on the Dubai Land Department website the amount of transactions that happened, but those are not true numbers because these were deals which were registered for the developers where the sales that happened in maybe in December or January, right? So you will see the actual numbers coming in the month of May or June of the amount of deals that happened in March or April.
Absolutely.
Right? Now, you also have to understand the fact that the market might just go down a little more during July or August, and that is not because of the conflict.
That's seasonal.
That's seasonal. That's because people travel in July, August, and you might see a little more dip during that time. But I think after September, the market will go up again.
Absolutely. Now, I do want to call out, there were some businesses that were definitely hit,
Affected.
especially the ones that were flowing in and out of Strait of Hormuz.
True.
But I think once the conflict starts, even that question will get answered on its own.
Once it is resolved, yeah.
Yeah. So right now it's still a little bit, things happened. But these kind of big conflicts that happen take some time to ease off.
True.
And keeping people safe, keeping people secure, is amazing. I mean, you throw those many missiles at any country and tell me what happens. Like that's my basic question when I get asked, and also to the point of how, like, I'm invested in this country, so are you. I was talking to some of the free zones, right? Because we work with a lot of free zones as well. So I was talking about, like, where do you, like, of course we do business with them, but I was having a general conversation. Where do you see other businesses? Like, where are the volumes? Where are the new clients? And US was definitely one of them. Europe was very close. India was definitely a big part of that. So these were the, let's just say top tier investments or people who are coming into setting up businesses. So I think that shows that people, while people segregate the hype and the reality very quickly.
True.
And we can choose which part we want to adhere more to. You want to discuss just the hype or the scare, or you want to talk real and get down. Like, Emirates is very well connected. I think in the next 5 or 6 years, some of the sand dunes that you and I sea are going to disappear. I think
it's going to be greener than
it's
Europe.
going to be greener. We are already seeing that. So we have to drive a little further out to get to the desert.
True.
But other than that, I would say with what is happening in terms of the farms, in terms of the greenery which is naturally coming up, and the infrastructure that we are seeing all across being built, it's a good place to be.
It's a good place to be. Now, again, a lot of companies will come in, data centers will come in.
Yes.
AI is what they're targeting at. My investors have also been in the US, mostly from California area, expats in the US who work in the IT space. They've been there for about 10 years, made some money. Now, they don't want to go back. So let's say there's somebody from India. They don't want to go back to India. But they have the money. There is no other place better than UAE where they will invest their money and get 5 to 6% net return. The plan is not to immediately come down and settle in the in UAE, but this could be something they can use as a retirement home or an option where they can have their parents come in from India, staying in UAE.
Yeah, that's another thing you brought up. I think the parents' angle is very important, especially the quality of living for the parents. The
Security, the safety.
Exactly.
When you talk about somebody in the old age home in India, or you hire a nurse for your parents in India, it could be very dangerous.
Or anywhere else in the world.
Yeah, it could be very dangerous, But when you talk about UAE, it is safe, secure for your old age parents as well. Yes, I understand that the insurance is something that you really need to take care of. And it might be a little expensive, but at the same time, you get the quality of good doctors, hospitals, healthcare services in the UAE as compared to any other part of the world. I have my relatives living in Canada. If they have to go to a specialist doctor today, they have to wait
time
for 2 months or 3 months. Doesn't happen like this in UAE.
Yeah. And also the parents, the other factor which definitely is, some of our friends, their parents, when they come and, join them over here, whether it is from the west or from the east, the weather, right? The weather is the air quality. You and I have both lived in California. We know what air quality is over there, and we know what air quality we enjoy over here on a consistent basis.
Yeah.
Right. I'm not even comparing with India for that matter, because that's a completely different. But the air quality is extremely pristine.
True.
That has its own long-term benefits to it. Why do you think the Dubai Marathon is so famous across the world? People are running. There are running tracks. There's cycling tracks. I think there was another project being launched.
In fact, during the summer, the marathon was held within the malls.
Yes.
Yeah, so I think it was Dubai Hills Mall. They had organized the marathon within the mall so that people could run, and they're doing tremendous job, bro. I think I don't have anything else to say, but this is the place. I'm not going anywhere. I think you're also not going anywhere. We're gonna stay in Dubai and UAE specifically. We can move from Dubai to Abu Dhabi or
maybe Fujairah.
Yeah, that could be a possibility. But we are staying in this country. This country does not give us a passport, but this is home.
Yeah, See, I think the way the world is now shaping up, travel has become very easy.
True.
If we are a little bit organized in the way we are, we can visit any country in the world.
True, bro.
Especially when you have an Emirates ID, which is your residency of the UAE. The application systems, the access to the embassies that are already in this country, the appointment systems is very easy.
Before 2013, I had traveled internationally 3 countries from India. Today, I have traveled almost 39 countries.
There you go. And that's the change, right? They see you as a resident of this country, and then they stamp it very quickly for you.
Especially if you have a golden visa, it's
even
quicker.
faster.
It's quicker. So, yeah.
So those are some of the other things we don't talk about, like, I mean, even for
We take it for granted, but we
Yeah.
shouldn't take this for granted, because these are the added perks that we have living in a country like UAE.
living in a country with that Emirates ID,
Yeah.
or being part of this place. I would say, back to the hook, back to the the question that we started with, like, what's happening. This is what's happening.
Nothing is happening. Nothing is happening.
Nothing's happening. It's business as usual for us.
Debris are happening, but it's not affecting. Real estate for us has dipped down, but again, it's not that deals are not happening. But not again. You will see a lot of real estate brokers have moved out of the country.
Yes, they have.
Right? Now, these are the ones who did not have the exposure or did not have the knowledge to work in the real estate sector. These are the ones who were just going with the flow and making sales because the market was going up, right? Now you will only see the brokers working who have the knowledge, who have made money for the investors in the past, and they know they can make more money for them in this market. Okay. So, ideally, a couple of things if you talk about real estate is choose the right broker, choose the right area, and choose the right developer. You will make your money yourself.
Absolutely. And you will not, that's, and on from our side of business, what we're seeing now is maybe less of inquiries, but more of serious businesses.
True.
Right? They want to get to the core of the discussions very quickly. They're just not evaluating anymore.
Right.
So I save a lot of time. My team saves a lot of time because we're either going or we're not. Like, it's better, I would say. Earlier we would get, tell me about this, tell me about that, and you're just talking a lot, and feels like a lot of work but no movement. But now feels like less work but a lot of movement.
True. But let's see how things roll out. It's travel is as usual for me. I'm off for a business travel. There are more ideas that are coming to me now. There is definitely more time for me now as compared to what it was before the conflict. So there are different ideas that come to me. Management or maybe partial ownership. What all can be done? During this time, I'm upgrading myself with courses in AI, seeing what is going to happen next. Maybe do a course in financial management. What are you doing with your free time nowadays?
I don't have any free time.
You don't have free time.
It's for me, setting up Sari was a dream. And it's working with different set of clients, working on different partnerships. Some of those partnerships are fintech partnerships. Some of those partnerships are with different businesses around the world, with accounting companies. So essentially creating that ecosystem where clients can come and thrive. Right? And they feel safe, secure. It's actually taking the spirit of the UAE and building it forward into what we do. And that's what keeping us busy. Talking to investors, talking to partners, talking to free zones, and also the teams are fantastic in terms of helping clients. Because, we, like I said, we are growing at a very good pace, and with some of these partners that have now come on board, the growth has been exponential.
Great.
So back to our original question. What do you think has changed after the attacks?
Gaurav, I think nothing has changed. The security is there in this country. Development is happening. Stability is still there in this country. People who are billionaires have left, but they will come back.
Yes.
But I think, this is, again, there is nothing wrong with this particular country. The only thing that we will have to wait for is an agreement to be signed between the countries who have the actual conflict. This is not even UAE's war.
Okay.
Right? Saying that, we would meet again. We would discuss more again in the future
As things develop.
And
Fun.
yeah,
Very real.
yes. Thank you so much.